It's time to get all your Star Wars news in a single file. From Fantatrax TV, this is Good Morning Tatooine!
Good morning, Tatooine. Indeed, we're back once again with a live show after being taken off the air last week and preempted with a recorded show due to controversial Downton Abbey spoilers. We've had negotiations during the week and they've let us come out live again. I'm your host, Brian Cameron, and with me as always, Mr. Paul Naylor.
I'd forgotten about the Downton Abbey spoilers.
We may drop some more in this show, who knows? It's not on the schedule, but anything can happen. In the comments, fact-checking as always, Mr. Mark Newbuild. Evening, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Abbreviated show tonight. We're going to hit the main topics in a very busy Star Wars week because I'm holding it together with the flu.
He's not well, guys. He's really not well. No?
Not well at all. Check the bags under the eyes. But we are the Kimmy Jimmel of the galaxy far, far away.
Oh, the Kimmy Jimmel. Yeah. Fantastic.
We're back from Starfury Invasion that we were at last week, Paul.
Yeah, it was great. Good to see you as well in the flesh. Yeah, although every time you and I go, whenever we go anywhere, we always pick up a cold or something, don't we?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit later in the show.
Yeah.
What have we got coming up? We've got loads of stuff coming up. Busy week for Star Wars. Starfighter, we're going to be discussing. Vision Season 3, Starfury Invasion, and obviously the big news of the week, the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. Didn't we time that special last weekend perfectly, didn't we?
We were close. We were very close.
Even to Jack over in Canada there. Welcome to the show, Jack. Good to see you in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on everything we're discussing as we go through it tonight. And lots to discuss. And lots of exciting things happening in the galaxy far, far away, Paul.
Certainly are. It's never quiet, is it? I think we've had 1 week where we struggled. Other than that, there's always something going on.
Absolutely.
So what's first on the agenda today, Brian?
Yeah, let's check out what we've got coming up, or what we're going to talk about right now. Let's kick it off with Star Wars Starfighter. We got an image reveal. So we got an image reveal 2 weeks ago, I think, when they started production. Yeah. And that was of them both on set, sat on top of a speeder. Now we've got one on location. Ryan Gosling and Flynn Gray there, as it says, on the Mediterranean, where they've been filming near Sardinia. And obviously that news had dropped that they were filming there during the week, and obviously they waited until they'd finished filming before they dropped the photo to the wider public. But interesting shot there at sea, or it appears to be at sea. Could be a lake. Yeah. And with on some kind of craft with some kind of weird steering device.
Yeah. I think with the Star Wars is a love of having planets that just have one type of climate or one type of feature. This could be a water world, and I hope this film isn't Waterworld 2. But But it's going to be an easy one for people to say, yeah, I've been to the set, because just go out to sea, take a quick snapshot. You could be absolutely anywhere, couldn't you? But I like the look of the costumes. I was expecting potentially a more polished look for the main
It's
character.
very Han Solo-esque
It
kind of
is, isn't it?
costumes.
Yeah, yeah, both of them. And I think that with the young protagonist being that bit older than Anakin was in the Phantom Menace, I think that'll work.
I think so. You're not going to get the sort of cutesy, childish kind
No,
of. You're going to get. I think it feels very much teenager.
Kevin the teenager kind
Yeah,
of does.
but a teenager of a good age where you can, a little bit like Starfighter. I thought they were kind of the right age where it
Yeah.
didn't feel like a kid show. They were old enough, I think, to make it work.
Oh, in the Goonies type one. What was
Yeah.
that one called? The yeah.
As Mark says, we're hoping to get a video of Matt Booker who does all our location finding out there snorkeling, looking for the site, looking for clues to leave
Well,
anything
is
behind.
that with or without a snorkel?
Yeah, we need the exact coordinates of where they are.
Yeah.
We need a comparison photo
We need the
with all the
three
landmarks there.
words.
But yeah, we
But
don't know much about what the
no.
plot is. But I like the idea that they're sort of keeping us informed. I loved it back in the day when you used to get the on-set webcams and diaries, and I get why they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But we'll speak about it in a little bit. But the Mandalorian Grogu has had little to nothing in terms of coverage of what's going on. Starfighter taking a different approach, being very open, full cast and reveal at the start, and a couple of images already. It's a better way, I think, of keeping people excited. And you control the narrative as well from Lucasfilm's point of view, and you keep it positive and exciting, and people can speculate and discuss. And the likes of us that do a weekly show, it gives us something to talk about. As you say,
Yeah,
is it a
yeah.
water world? I hope not, because it's a little bit, desert world, snow
Yeah.
world, forest world, sea world. It's like, look at planet Earth, and we've got all those environments all on the same planet. It's
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit twee, isn't it now? I mean, that tends to be the way that Star Wars worlds
Yeah.
work. But I think, do you think they've perhaps got more confidence in this? That's why they're showing more
No,
rather than
I think they
Grogu?
should have little to no confidence. They have a big problem to fill because whether people loved it or not, we all have to admit commercially the sequel trilogy didn't do as well as people would have thought. And certainly in terms of fan reaction, it was divisive. Whether you loved it, whether you hated it, I think we should all be able to agree it was divisive. Mandalorian and Grogu has a huge task to justify it being a film. And so I think its performance could be quite poor. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Did
So-
the Force Awakens did very well, didn't it?
It did. The Force Awakens did well, and then it kind of disappeared after then, I think. Not bad, but bad by Star Wars levels, I would suggest.
Okay.
And I think Starfighter's got a huge difficulty because I think the Mandalorian Grogu is going to do bad, and I think Starfighter comes next, and Starfighter thus makes or breaks the future of Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Ryan Gosling's got a good following though, hasn't he? So
well, if you like plastic toys,
I wasn't thinking purely about Barbie.
I think he's a respected actor.
Yeah.
And I think they've done something different here in that they've got a lot of known actors that have their own sort of fan bases within this. And I think that's potentially a good thing. As much as I love the unknown actors, sometimes you need to give yourself a little bit of a boost and a little bit of a chance. And a lot of people will go and watch Ryan Gosling because they want to see 2 hours of Ryan Gosling on a big screen,
Yeah.
regardless of what he's doing. And a lot of people will be hoping he takes his top off and goes for a swim. That's the reality of the situation. And as Jack says, a lot
dear.
of people also hoping to see a pic of Matt Booker in his Speedos. Everyone has their own things that they like.
That's a very, very niche movie.
And I think Ahsoka Season 2 could mark the end of Star Wars live-action TV. Ironically, because of the success of Andor and Andor being on such a huge budget, nothing is going to be able to reach the levels of Andor again. That's your kind of tentpole Star Wars TV. I think you could see the end of Star Wars live-action TV. So the only outlet then you've got movies. If Mando and Grogu does as bad as I think it will, you need Starfighter to do very well. Otherwise, if you're on the board of Disney, why are we spending $250 million to make a Star Wars movie that's going to lose us money?
Yeah. Do they not make it back on the merchandising?
Well, can you sell Star Wars merchandise without making Star Wars movies? Because they do that with Mickey and Donald.
Well, yes, there is that. And I would say probably the stuff from the original trilogy outsells everything else.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on this movie. And potentially, by the time this movie comes out, the entire future of Star Wars could rest on its shoulders.
That's a worrying thing.
a big call and a big negative, but it could happen.
Well, we're at a certain age now, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only so much. As long as there's enough Star Wars content to keep me going whilst I'm on this earth. And with this cold, there might be a show next Sunday. There might not.
I'll check my diary.
Yeah, check your diary. As Mark points out, Starfighter is going to land around the 50th anniversary. It'll get a lot of coverage and a ride off the back of that. But as he says, he thinks Mando and Grogu has to be a big hit, which we'll get into the weeds of that in a minute. But yeah, I think the approach they're doing to the marketing of this is right. It's positive. I'm happy that they're doing it that way. I hope that it continues.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Quite frankly, they don't need to reveal much because everybody got excited about Constable Zuvio. Some people to the point at the start of the museum. But he got 3 frames in the film. But we could still talk about him for weeks. Yeah. So, there's ways and means to release information and show bits that can make people excited that doesn't reveal anything at all.
Yeah.
I always remember the picture of all the aliens at Maz's castle.
Yes.
Did it spoil anything releasing that image? I don't think so.
No. It gave us Cantina vibes. It made us look forward to it. Yeah, the best 3 frames. Yeah, best 3 frames. Those are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Good old Zuvio.
So that Star Wars Starfighter.
Yeah.
I mentioned Andor, and we also mentioned at the top of the show we were at Starfury Invasion, which was a convention here in Birmingham in the UK. Can we call it Birmingham? I call it Birmingham.
It's Birmingham, yeah. Yeah, it goes as Birmingham, yeah.
Yeah. And we were both there. A fantastic convention, done in a very different way from other conventions. So there's different levels of tickets. So if we start at the top, gold ticket got you an invite to a party on the Friday night where you got meet and greets with the guests, which was kind of done like a speed dating kind of meet and greet where the guests would go round the tables and you get to ask them whatever questions you want to ask them within reason. And on the Saturday and Sunday, there was photo ops, autograph ops, and all day long continuous Q&A panels. So anyone in the crowd could just get up, ask whatever question you wanted. And some people really did use that privilege. Some people repeatedly throughout the 2 days, which is a downfall.
The same question over and over again. Yeah.
But it made it a far more relaxed type of convention. The numbers were capped at quite a nice level that I think most people got opportunities to get autographs and photographs that they would have liked. And if you wanted to ask questions of the guests, you certainly had that opportunity throughout the entire show to ask anyone as well. And as Mark points out, Diego Luna and Elizabeth Delau were there. 100 of us in a room able to ask whatever questions they want, such as what would you rather fight, a 6-foot chicken or a chicken zombie? Was one question I believe that was asked. And I think they all picked to fight the zombie chickens. But yeah, a great convention. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, I mean, what I liked about it was the fact that that you got access to the likes of Diego, who, well, he said himself, I've never done anything like this before. But he seemed to be really enjoying it.
Yeah.
He seemed to be really up for it, didn't he?
Yeah, and he'd just flown in, I believe, from Mexico, where he's filming at the moment, just for that weekend.
Now, when I saw him, which was on the Saturday, he was on stage with Denise Goff, and they were both getting sort of equal amount of questions, which was nice. And, you know, if somebody directed a question to Denise, Diego dutifully sat back and smiled and watched, and likewise with Denise. It just felt very cosy. My one criticism would be that the room in which they do the Q&As, even when Diego and Denise were on stage, that room, probably less than half of the seats had anybody in them. I would put less seats out. And then if more people come into the room, they can stand at the back. It felt...
It creates a slight negative, doesn't it, when not all the seats are full?
It looks rude to me, if that's the right word. But, you know, it's a little bit like...
and a lot of that's because there's photo ops and autograph opportunities happening at the same time as the Q&As.
Yeah. I get that what they're doing is they're putting out the amount of seats that they've sold.
Yeah.
But because of the schedule, you're never going to get everybody in that room at the same time.
Yeah.
You're also going to get people going off to have a drink or food or whatever. I was looking on my Facebook feed. There was some friends of mine that had been over to the Comic-Con at Telford this weekend. And again, they were showing one of the Q&A sessions with, I forget which celebrity it was. But, you know, there was 2 or 3 backs of heads and a sea of empty seats. It doesn't give off a very good look.
Yeah.
And if I was one of the people on the stage being interviewed, I'd look out at the sea of blue seats speckled with people and think, really?
That's the one. Yeah, so that's the one change you would make. The one change I would make would be I would actually have a host on the stage with them.
Yes.
Who controls the sort of flow of questions, because there was slight gaps between when people were getting up to ask questions. There was always this kind of momentary pause for the next person to stand up and walk to the mic. Yeah. And it kind of killed the flow a little bit. And especially at the start where the guests would first come out, there was this kind of hesitation, pause. How's this work? Who's going to ask the first question? Right. How's it going to start? And just to avoid that silence and awkwardness, I would have a host up on the stage there.
Yeah, host, a moderator, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Because sometimes questions were asked and it warranted a follow-up question, which a good host would ask. Correct. And that kind of would have been good. I don't know if Mark's answering, I could have done that. Whether that's kill the 20 zombie chickens or do the hosting. I don't know what one he's answering, but I'm guessing the hosting. Because I don't think he'd stand up against 20 zombie chickens.
He might stand up against a 6-foot chicken.
That would be my one criticism. But these are mild criticisms because it was such a well-run convention, I thought. And a unique format. And I think because it's quite a unique format, the guests kind of dug it. And as they pointed out at the closing ceremony, or certainly on the final panels that they were doing on the last day, that they got to know the people. Yes. Because they'd had meet and greets with them, they'd had photos with them, they'd had autographs with them, had Q&As with them. You kind of got to know each other a little bit in a kind of weird kind of way. I got punched by Kyle Soller on the last day on the shoulder and such, deservedly.
You had some photo ops, Brian.
I did. I had a photo op with Denise Goff and Kyle Soller. Yeah. And also with Elizabeth DeLau and with Robert Ems.
Robert Ems, yeah.
Which was 60 quid for each of them, which I thought pretty much a bargain.
Good. That is really good. When you compare it
to modern cons. And both lovely. It's quick. Photo ops are quick, but just a lovely quick interaction and a quick photo and boom, done. And slick, well organised, done very well. And no huge queues, no huge problems. Kyle was late because he had commitments elsewhere over the weekend. He was only there on the Sunday. But beyond that, the communication was very clear, and got a lovely photo in the end. I should have. I wonder if this will work. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can throw them up on screen.
I'll have a chat. I'll have a chat. Oh,
there we go. Look at that. Isn't that a lovely photo?
That looks like it's been AI.
It definitely hasn't. There we go.
It's AI. That's not you.
That's me with the two rebels, with Vader and Emperor there, just to scare them.
And bless him, Robert M's. He was struggling, wasn't he? He lost his voice and everything.
He did.
He was really struggling.
Right at the start on the Saturday, Mark and I actually passed him in the corridor of the hotel. Yeah. And Mark knows him from having interviewed him previously. And he said that he was really struggling with his voice. And but he did 2 panels over the weekend, and lovely, really interesting questions. And you forget as well, like the likes of Robert, who's been in some incredibly impressive productions as well.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that he was in Chernobyl, and I really loved that show. I thought that was tremendous. And as soon as he said he was in it, I can remember his part and everything. And
and he was in Warhorse.
Yeah,
was that the,
and of course,
stage version?
I actually wanted to ask Robert a question, and I didn't go up to ask it, and I should have, because Alex Ferns, who played Sergeant Mosk in Andor, was also in Chernobyl.
Oh, right, was he? Okay.
Yeah, as I was going to ask about him and what he thought if Sergeant Mosk would be doing, because could he have ended up with the ISB with Robert? That would have been the dream move for him.
Yeah.
Look, I still, every time I see Sergeant Mosk, I just think of Trevor from EastEnders.
With the iron.
Yeah, the most hated man in Britain he was at one point, and then he was so lovely as Sergeant Mosk.
Sergeant Mosk, he just reminded me of Les Dawson. I don't know what it was. He just looked like a young Les Dawson.
There was an element of that, wasn't there? But I wanted to ask Diego about Sergeant Mosk, in all fairness, because whether he would have had him back in season 2 or if it had been longer, 3, 4, 5 seasons. Because, not Diego, Kyle Solar, I wanted to ask, because they had such a lovely on-screen relationship. And it kind of felt, in my head, Daedra cut them off because they were friends and she was trying to control Cyril. And as Mark points out, Mosk the Heartstopper is my favourite moment in the entirety of Andor.
That is brilliant.
When they swapped hats.
Hey,
and
this will be a good disguise.
That make Andor so special.
Yes.
Because it's a nothing scene. You can script it, yes, but it only works on set if you have 2 very good actors and they're just able to do it in such a casual manner in which it was done, It's almost unwritable, that kind of interaction.
It is. It takes it from a big story down to the very smallest, tiny detail, and it in many ways it's a brave thing to do, because it's sort of like, well, what you're doing, you're filling. But that was the beauty of Andor. It was allowed to breathe. It really was.
And they've announced the dates for next year, 26th to 28th of June. No idea who the guests are going to be, but they're welcoming suggestions at the moment.
It's going to be good. I've been to the last 2 and they were both superb. They're on my calendar now straight away. It's it's got to be good.
But there's a video got released, or they showed at the end of the convention on the Sunday, which just gives you a little flavour of the show. So I'll play that just now.
Yeah.
think that gives you a good impression. You can see by the guests there how
Yeah.
chilled and relaxed it was.
Yeah.
And that's
me a
what set it
better-
apart from other conventions, I think.
Yeah, it gave me a better insight of how the meet and greet worked as well. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I kind of equate that, the meet and greets, to other events that do dinners
Yes.
where
Yeah.
you get the chance just to sit down with a guest and have a meal
Yeah.
and have a drink and have a chat, and a
like
much
we've
more
done so
chilled
many
kind of way of
times.
meeting people.
Yeah, a bit like Fun Day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like Star Wars Fun Day. Support your local cons is basically what I'm saying with this, is that you often find that they're a lot better than the celebrations and the like.
Yeah.
And as Mark says, can't believe it's been a week already. Great show.
Missing you too, mate.
And as Jack's going to be talking about in his show as well. So he's looking forward to getting a chance to speak about Starfury Invasion as well. And it was a great event. Moving on to the next news item. Lots to cover, or lots of big things to cover this week. Star Wars Visions Volume 3, which has been trailed back at Star Wars Celebration in Japan. But we've now got a public trailer for this, and also some cast announcements as well. It's coming to Disney Plus on the 29th of October for those people who haven't cancelled their subscriptions. Or be sure to resubscribe before 29th of October is where we're coming from. Got a whole host of studios working on this. Incredible names amongst the cast. English voice cast, Japanese voice cast. Everybody seems to be excited about this. The directors involved, the studios involved. A lot of thought goes into this series, I think, in terms of who they work with and how they do it. I was interested to see that the Ninth Jedi is going to have an episode, because obviously it's getting its own spin-off show as well.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of people there, including Jodie Turner-Smith, who of course was in The Acolyte, as one of the sisters who sang that incredible song. It's just my takeaway from it. But interesting. Steve Buscemi as well. Lots of talented people. So another video to check out, Paul. Just go straight in the trailer and then we'll chat about it after.
Yeah, do that.
The path ahead seems so bright with possibility.
There are some things you can believe in, even if you can't see them.
It's all connected.
Try not to die. Simple, right?
Let's go!
Trust in the Force and its energy, which binds all living things. There is no balance without the light and the dark.
Show me the way.
フォースと共にあらんこと。
Stylistically unique, each episode, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, it's like a pick and mix, isn't it? You get a bit of so many different styles. Nice to see that they're harking back to the first episode of the first season of Visions with the Ronin, and looks like that's going to be quite an action-packed episode. I love the style of that one as well. It looks like it's been filmed and then traced over and then very
Yeah.
minimalistically sort of presented in black and white, apart from a few accent colours, which just works so well. There's some cutesy stuff in there, which you'd expect from, as has been the case with previous Vision seasons. But yeah, it's something that I look forward to. However, when I'm watching it, unless it's an episode that really grips me, I will either speed through it or abandon it, depending on what the quality or of the show is, or whether it's something that ticks my boxes. I mean, at the end of the day, there's some Star Wars stuff that we all love, and there's elements that tick the boxes for some people and not for others. So you should never feel guilty about that. If there's something you don't want to watch, don't watch it.
Yeah. I won't be watching it. I'm not subscribed to Disney Plus. It's no protest. No protest. But, I don't watch Star Wars animation, really, to be perfectly honest.
No.
And it doesn't interest me. It doesn't capture me in the same way that live action does. And so I subscribe for when there's live action content on and unsubscribe when there's not. I'm the most hated type of subscriber that Disney Plus has from Disney's point of view. And but yeah, it'd be interesting I'm interested to see viewership numbers. Has protests actually had an effect, or is people more inclined to make social media statements and not really follow through with them? It'd be interesting to see if people do tune in and check out the show.
Is this off the back of the Jimmy Kimmel debacle?
Yeah, everything's off the back of Jimmy Kimmel nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course it is. Of course it is.
So it'd be interesting to see. Just be interesting to see if that does have any impact. Because if people have genuinely unsubscribed, I'm sure some people have, getting people to resubscribe to something is much harder. Once you've lost someone, getting them back's a much difficult task than getting them to subscribe and forget to unsubscribe.
Well, I mean, I know people that subscribe to Disney Plus as and when they want it, and then unsubscribe. So, like, for example, my brother will wait until the whole series has aired, so that it's all there to watch. Then he'll subscribe. Then once he's watched it, whatever the minimum amount of time is to be on there, he'll unsubscribe again. I personally use it as like a library, so I've never cancelled my Disney Plus subscription since I've had it. And
just admit it, you've got it for Modern Family.
I have watched a couple of episodes of that. It is quite funny.
I do. I like Modern Family. I'll admit it. I have watched some Modern Family.
I've never watched Office Space so many times. Little Miss Sunshine so many times. When I'm working, because I work from home, I will put a film on in the background that I've watched countless times, because then I'm not really watching it. It's just a comforting noise in the background. So
there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
You can get a taste of ITV on it as well. They've probably got episodes of Downton Abbey for those that are interested.
Don't go there, Brian.
Don't go there. We'll get taken off the air again. Jack cannot wait for this. You're going to have to. It's not out until 29th October. You'll have to wait.
Sorry, Jack.
That's it. Another thing you're going to have to wait for, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Here we go.
After lots of rumours about trailers and whatever, one dropped on Monday for The Mandalorian and Grogu. And for me, very much underwhelming.
Yeah, you were quite vocal.
What's that? That's unlike me. It's the first time I've seen a trailer for Star Wars live action where I wasn't left with any kind of emotion.
Yeah.
Negative or positive. It just was like,
I have to say I felt more positive about this than The Rise of Skywalker.
Mr. Newbold subscribes to Disney Plus for episodes of Love Island.
Well, there you go.
So is Jack. This is where all the subscribers for Disney Plus is coming from.
I've never watched an episode of it.
I would watch an episode of Love Island before I would watch the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer.
So next up, folks, we've got a clip from Love Island.
Yeah, let's watch the trailer that we're criticising so much. Here we go. Well, Paul, let's hear your thoughts.
Well, I can't wait for the future HasLab where they re-release Mando's ship, but this time with 3 yellow stickers. And was it? I think it was your suggestion, wasn't it? That
the sticker should be the stretch goals. You get 1 sticker per stretch goal. I actually don't think it should be a HasLab. I think it should be put to retail, repainted for a quarter of the price of the HasLab because they've already got the mould.
Yeah. You should be able to get it in Smiths for £150, and then about 9 months later, it should be available for £50.
Well, yeah, you know, I would say it's available for 150, and probably a week later, it's going to be in B&M for 50. Typically, is how it works. Lots of things in the trailer there. We saw Jeremy Allen White's Rot of the Hut wrestling John Cena. Amongst other things. Sigourney Weaver there, stealing food from a baby. Terrible thing to do. It'll be good to see her in it. She's a quality actress. And here's my problem with the trailer.
Go on.
What's the story?
I don't want to know the story. I don't want to know the story.
Why do you just want to go and spend, let's say, 20 quid by the time you go to a cinema to watch it? To watch with the Mandalorian and Grogu. What makes it a movie? What justifies it being a movie? What's the story? What's the big event? What's it culminating in? What's it heading towards? Because the series ended like an episode of The Waltons and it was finished. That's it. It's all live happily ever after the end.
Don't.
And now we're going back and we're bringing him back his rifle and we're bringing back his Razor Crest. I hope it's called the Slave Crest. Right? Right, that's what I hope. Come on, Disney, man up.
Slave 2.
You've got Grogu being cutesy as always. He hasn't evolved any. And let's just point this out. He's walking through the sewer there. His little jacket's dragging in the water. He's going to be stinking like shit when he gets back in the ship. Right?
Not only that, the germs he's going to pick up. He'll have flu like you got.
You see Zeb there from Rebels smacking someone with his weapon. I hope he does that to Grogu.
Steady.
Hope he does that to Grogu. Never thought of that. I don't want to see him do that to Grogu. That could justify a film, but a different type of film altogether. But, going by AI, that stuff's probably already out there. Google it, people. Let me know in the comments.
Don't Google it.
Don't Google it on your work computer. That's for sure.
Google someone of your colleagues.
Yeah, borrow a colleague's laptop.
One that you really don't like.
Seb hitting Grogu in the face with his weapon. Google that. This is why we get taken off the air all the time, Paul. You started this.
It's perked you up a bit, hasn't it?
Someone's discovered wavy writing on PowerPoint. Exciting. I just don't know why I'm supposed to be excited for this movie. All I'm seeing is repeated stuff that I've seen in the TV show. I don't understand what's the story. I don't understand what's the scale to make it a movie. The only thing I can understand to why it's been making a movie is because it's getting the same budget as a season of The Mandalorian and Disney Plus, and they realise that Disney Plus is not financially viable to cope making a season of The Mandalorian. So they're going to cram a season into 2 hours and make it in a movie. But there's no evolution of the characters as far as I'm concerned there.
No,
and
you'd expect
there's
Grogu
a complete
to be
lack
talking.
of characters as well.
Yeah.
Because all the characters that we grew up with and loved on the TV show, grew up with as if we're aged a lot in the last 5 years, sadly not in it for various reasons, whether they've passed away or whether they're person non grata.
Well, as far as we know, I mean, we've had just this one decent trailer. If you
Well,
like.
we saw bits. We actually saw more at Celebration, to be fair.
We did. I mean, we know R5D4's in it. We know Carson Taver's in it. There'll be a few others. Even though they keep denying it, it wouldn't surprise me if Boba Fett turns up.
But these
I'm
are the
like
things
you.
that would make me excited to see a movie.
I know.
And they're not even teasing those things. They're not even putting the suggestion out there that this might happen.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
It's like little
previous...
things like, remember when you just heard the click of the heels of the boots? How exciting that was.
Yeah.
Nothing like that in this trailer that gets you excited.
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from. And like you, I think that commercially, I don't think this is going to do anywhere near what they are hoping it's going to do. But I still think it'll be an enjoyable enough jaunt at the cinema. It may not go anywhere in particular. Who knows? It might have an incredible cliffhanger, or it might just have an absolutely incredible ending. Like I said before, I might be on one of the pre-records that we did. I would love to see Han, Luke, Leia, Lando turn up at the end of this, saving the day in the Falcon.
And
that
kill
would be
Grogu.
incredible. Yes, yeah, that'd be good. Accidentally land on him.
Mark suggesting that I get some hot lemon, honey, a dash of whiskey, and 2 days solid sleep. Still don't think that's going to improve the trailer. But, we'll try.
Mood.
There needs to be something. There needs, and the problem is, as well, that I can feel it already with this movie. They're hoping to make sequels from this movie. They're hoping to start a franchise, basically, in movies. And so it's going to be open-ended, and there's going to be no conclusion. There's going to be no ending to the story. And I don't think it's going to make enough money to justify a second outing. And so you're going to end up, it's evolved from TV, gone to a movie for no real justification other than Disney Plus's dead end financially for them. And this is a studio trying to make some money from a couple of characters 5 years too late. And
The worrying thing, Bri, is that you're a fan.
yeah, and it's they're going to do this. It's going to have no ending, satisfying ending. We'll never see these characters again, probably.
I don't know. I mean, I thought that either this is the last from the Mandoverse or there's one more to come. But if it is a success, if it's enough of a success and they want to do spin-offs from it, great.
It would be justifiable as a movie if it was going to be a conclusion. But a conclusion to what? Because the only conclusion is to kill the two characters off. Because there's no story to continue to evolve. Because they've kind of ended everything story-wise.
Well, season 3 felt like the conclusion, didn't it? That god-awful circle out at the end, know.
They've built up all these things about how the Imperials were wanting Grogu because of cloning technology and linking it to the Exegol and the Emperor and whatever. Built up this whole thing about Jar Jar Binks, Jedi Jar Jar Binks rescuing them and all this kind of thing from the temple. And none of that's going to get explored in this movie, I don't think.
And
honestly,
don't start him on Andor's sister either. Please don't start him
well,
on.
that could be the only thing that could make this movie work for me is Grogu disappears from Mandalorian in some city and you find him in a brothel with Andor's sister. That would be the evolution that everybody wants. It would cap off 2 stories and then Grogu's first word, what would it be?
I've now got Grogu, Andor's sister, and slapped in the face with a weapon in my head for some reason, and I don't know why.
But yeah, I just don't know. And I know a lot of people criticise, no, you can't criticise and compare it to TV and movie, and that's just cheap criticism. It's not cheap criticism. Anything that evolves from TV to movie has to have a justification. And the justification has to be beyond, this is the only way a studio can make money out of the characters. And I honestly believe the amount of merchandise that's going to be cutesy pie merchandise designed for Grogu attached to this movie is going to be insane. And I actually think more people will probably buy the merchandise than ever see the movie. Because they'll all go, oh, baby Yoda.
Yeah, possibly. Like the Anzalians, they're going to really push those again, aren't they? Because they're effectively
them two
the
stinking a shit and piss from walking through the sewers. Just remember that when you're watching this that jacket of Grogu's been dragged through that shitty water, and he's going to be stinking.
We've just been promoted ourselves to certificate 15. Thank you.
But it's true. These are the things that don't get discussed and should be. I would have let him back in my brand new shiny Razor Crest if he's stinking. Get off, you dirty little child.
I like Angry Brian. He's good.
There's nothing about this trailer that got me excited, got me frustrated. No. I actually watched it and I was silent. And I watched it a second time and I just thought, I do not care. And it leaves me neither happy nor angry. I just don't care. It just felt meaningless.
Oh.
And
can somebody go and hug Brian?
You can give a trailer. I was more excited for the Downton Abbey trailer, to be perfectly honest.
And I think we've got that coming up next time. No.
What a spoiler. Lady Mary's left all alone and divorced at the end. No. There you go. Ruined it for you. Oh, dear.
Can I, Brian, can I just remind everybody, he is ill. He's ill.
I am ill. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on, but I'm ill. Very, very ill. There was also a really rubbish poster that came with it. They were so lazy that here in the Japanese version, half the writing's still in English.
And they say there's a poster release, but you've got to print it yourself.
That's true, yeah.
It's a graphic. A graphic's been released.
It doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie poster at all.
No.
But what we do learn is that the twins from the Book of Boba Fett are back.
Yes.
How to get people excited, bring back content from the Book of Boba Fett, apart from Boba Fett.
Maybe Chrysanthemum will turn up. Yay.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to bring back the Power Rangers as well. They'll bring back everything from the Book of Boba Fett apart from Boba Fett.
Including Fat Bib Fortuna. Bring him back.
Fat Bib Fortuna.
Somehow Fat Bib Fortuna survived.
The other thing that irritated me was the sheer amount of monsters and giant robot-y things that he's fighting. I just feel that that's cheap B-film type content.
But don't you think that's what they're trying to go for with this? I mean, even the poster.
Well, that's my concern. It feels like they're trying to make a B-film. Why don't people who make Star Wars films make a Star Wars film? Really?
and that, folks, is the main crux of this episode.
Yeah,
why don't people
if you're going to sign up to make a Star Wars film, make a bloody Star Wars film. It's like, stop trying to make anything but. If you want to make something other than a Star Wars film, crack on and do it. But just don't. Neil Warren poster looks like a 50s Western. It does. I don't want to go and see a 50s Western.
No, neither do I. But You've thrown me now. No, I think the fact that they have gone for that B movie kind of vibe, it's quite cool, really.
Yeah. Mark makes a good point here, and I probably agree with him. Feels like they're going for the kids' market with this. Starfighter for the
Yeah.
teens and Under for the adults. But with that analogy, it means for the next 5 years, nothing new for you and me. Because, I'm slightly out with my teens.
Oh, I don't know. You could pass for 19, just about.
Star Wars should be able to reach across the generations.
Yeah,
This just feels a little bit cheesy. And the poster gives me that cheesy vibes.
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that I'm going to enjoy it, but I don't think it's going to do the numbers that they think it's going to do, and that might jeopardize anything that they might have on the back burner for the Mandalorian in the future, which would be a shame. But
it's going to do solo numbers. It's going to do solo numbers.
Yeah,
because Disney Plus's viewership was so low. The film, beyond Grogu being a meme because he's, Baby Yoda, he's so cute. Nobody knows about these characters in the mainstream. That's the harsh reality of it.
I think people know who Baby Yoda is, and that's about it. They probably couldn't pick Mandalorian out and all.
But people know about Baby Yoda because, look, there's a cute Yoda.
Because of the merch.
Let's buy a nice little plush of cute Yoda.
Yeah, they think of Yoda, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just no evolution. All you're going to get is Grogu making stupid little squeaky noises and being cutesy. When really what it needs is Din Djarin to turn around and slap him and say, "Speak, you're 50 years old, grow up."
Do you think that they might end with him going, "Daddy"? That could be the last word of this film.
If he says that, I hope he shoots him right in the forehead.
This reminds me very much of the time that I took my son to see The Rise of Skywalker, and he'd heard what was going to happen. And he says, "I believe that she announces that she's Rey Skywalker. If she does, I'm walking out." And true to form, he did. So,
Can I just point out that Din Djarin is a paid assassin?
Yes.
Working against the law. He's getting employed by the government here in this movie, by the New Republic, to go around assassinating their political rivals.
Yeah.
Right? With a child in tow. Any other government would be taking that child away. That's all I'm pointing out. This is the undemocratic government that took over from a democratic empire. That's all I'm saying. Neil Warren, the Celebration trailer was better. It was. The Celebration trailer was exciting. It's what a trailer should have been. It was sizzle reel, we'll call it, at Celebration. Because you got a whole segment of the fight scene inside the AT-AT. It was exciting. It made you actually maybe think this could be good. But if trailers commonly show you the best bits of a movie, if that's the best that they have got, I don't know what to say. The only exciting bit for me was the Amanaman. And it was only exciting because I met someone cosplaying as a Man in Japan who's on social media as Japanaman. And I really liked him. He was a great guy. But what can I say?
Every week we have this. Every week.
Paul's hanging on by a thread here.
Yeah. I am.
And as Max points out, that scene was brilliant. So
yes,
you have to cling on to the sizzle reel at Celebration in the hope that there is something in this movie.
Yeah, don't forget, in addition to that, we have seen other bits where we've seen R5D4 and Carson Teva, and there's been other bits. We've seen Zeb in the
You have to hope that what we're seeing is that the marketing's just terrible. The movie might actually be good.
There you go. Let's end on a high with that. That's good.
You think?
Next.
Think.
Next subject.
Next subject. We're at the end of the show. If we end it there, Paul.
Fantastic! Thank goodness.
But no, let's get your honest opinion where you're sat, because I hate it. I hate that trailer. I think it was awful.
I don't mind the trailer. I think the trailer's quite fun. I think it was Mark that was saying, I think it is quite obviously aimed at kids. I hope there's enough in there for us to enjoy it. He really does. Don't start him on dwarfs. No, I think there'll be enough in there for us when it comes around. I think it'll be like Solo was for me. Solo, I love Solo, and I just wish that it had been better received. Because by now we should have had at least some more Solo content with Orlando. The fact that we haven't is criminal. I think that I'll enjoy the film, but I will lament the fact that they don't do anything else beyond it in the Mandoverse.
And I think that's what's going to be most problematic, is because they're going to leave it open-ended in the hope that they can do more. Yeah. So it's not going to be a satisfactory conclusion to the story. And there's no way they go back to doing season 4. No, so it's going to be movie sequels or nothing.
Not even an animated
Or if they do a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett, they could just cram in a few episodes of The Mandalorian mid-season.
There's an idea. They've never done that.
That's the way to get past the Disney board, people. Let's do some more Boba Fett.
I'm sure Matt
Announce
Booker
a
will be
Boba Fett
delighted.
movie now. And he's just there for the opening crawl. And it'll just say, there once was a Mandalorian called Boba Fett, and he got cancelled, so we replaced him with a Mandalorian, and then just have a Mandalorian movie. Nobody at Disney will know.
Oh dear. Well, I hope we've all made Brian feel better, everyone.
Yeah. Neil Warren's ended with a good thought. This will be one of many trailers released, given more content. Disney PR for film releases haven't been good.
Yeah.
That's true. We'll get a second main trailer probably in March, mid-March. But we'll get TV spots as well, and hopefully that'll get me more interested. Disney's PR is not good, but I have never seen it this bad. The one thing I will say in defence of the filmmakers, as I understand it at Disney, the filmmakers have very little input into the trailers and the TV spots. Historically, I don't know if that's the case with this movie, but historically that has been the case. And you have to hope that Jon Favreau's got a better movie planned out than Disney PR realise. That Disney PR are just picking the bad bits.
It's probably being re-edited as we speak.
Yeah, and as Mark points out, and it's actually up on fathertracks.com if you haven't seen them, Star Wars Korea have started with the TV spot style mini vids already.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
But yeah, it left me depressed. I'm full of the flu. I feel ill. It never cheered me up.
Shall we let you go back to your limb slip?
Yeah, can I go back to my limb slip, please?
Of course you can.
Can we have better news next week? Can they release a new trailer to cheer me up next week?
Can
they just release the ATAT segment as a TV spot, even if it's in Korean? Because that was exciting. I liked that. Tell you one good thing from the trailer, we end on a positive. Yeah. He gave that guy a good kicking, didn't he? Right over the bar into the shelf of booze. That was a good kick. That one.
It was like following you around at Celebration while people were scrabbling through bins for different things. Yes, it was just like that. Oh dear.
Coming up on Father Tracks, there's going to be a new Making Tracks this week. Not sure when in the week, according to Mark. That's exciting. Get subscribed to Father Tracks Radio on your podcatcher of choice, because the episode could drop at any moment. You won't know when. A new Start Your Engines very soon. Will it be on the brand new Razor Crest, which I'm calling the Slave Crest?
Slave 2, Slave 4, Slave 9. I don't know. Me and Mark did discuss the next episode of Start Your Engines. It's stalled somewhat. We're waiting to get our heads together. Hopefully this week, Mark. Hopefully. And then, we'll have a new episode out pretty soon.
Excellent. We'll look forward to that. And, hopefully next week we'll have a new trailer. Chances are we won't. We'll maybe have a look at some of the Korean TV spots next week, Paul. See if that excites us.
Should we tell people where they can find us?
Well, also on next week's show, we're going to finish off reviewing Andor. season 2 because we like that. Mark's picked what it's going to be. It's going to be Luthen's Fonder Holcraft.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
It's going to be this week, so you're not getting a choice in it, Paul. It's been decided.
Luthen's Fondant what? Fondant Fancy.
Fondant
Fantastic.
Fancy.
It's one of the little...
Discuss his wig, if you don't mind. His wig storage area.
Yeah. And the old...
Yeah. And on that bombshell, should we wrap up?
Oh, no.
It's gone over
Yeah,
the
go
hour.
on then. Go on then.
So, it's a good night from me.
And it's a good shot, baby, from him.
Keep up to date with the latest Star Wars news each and every day on FanthaTracks.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, and Pinterest at FanthaTracks. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow FanthaTracks TV to be alerted to new content and to be a part of our live shows.